Who the hell's this gonna be then? Who the bloody hell's he picked? Whoa!
Welcome to the Terror Dome. The Terror Dome, where three geniuses of the professional wrestling world will be pitted against each other in a battle to see who can write the best storyline about the tribal chief, the head of the table, Roman Reigns, losing his Universal Championship. Roman Reigns has held the Universal title for over 450 days after toppling Braun Strowman and The Fiend in a triple threat match at Payback 2020. Since then, Reigns has smashed them, pinned them, and guillotined them while dominating SmackDown. Flanked by the Usos and Paul Heyman, who clearly loves him so, the Bloodline have run Friday nights because they da ones. However, as we all know, all good things must come to an end. So Tom Campbell, Andrew Hodgkinson, and Adam Pacitti, you three lads must book the perfect Roman Reigns losing his Universal title before or at WrestleMania 38 storyline. And it must happen before and or at WrestleMania 38 because Judge Ross said so.
When I watched the other pitches from Tom and Jack, I was like, mine's definitely the weakest one. But then the comments were super nice. Like, the comments were really nice, and they were like, no, that could genuinely work. And then I believed in myself, like the little boy that could.
Jack was eliminated? Oh no! Anyway.
There's not a great deal that I get nervous about as far as making videos goes anymore, but with Judge Ross presiding and the competition has never been hotter, I am truly on edge right now.
It was really tough this time because I went through the whole entire roster and I was like, I genuinely don't know. Either Roman Reigns has beaten the people who I thought would already sort of be able to take it from him, or there was just like nobody else in my mind. But then some certain things happened on the WWE live scene that made me think that is quite tantalizing. So I decided to go down that route instead.
The problem with finding a credible opponent for Roman Reigns is that he's gone through so many bodies already, and there are people that he's gone through that I would have maybe liked to have seen beat him already. Cesaro, for example, but it feels like that chapter is closed. Roman Reigns, as far as both SmackDown and Raw rosters goes, he's up there, and it just feels like, no offense, Biggie, but everybody else is down there. So finding somebody that deserves to be up there, that's not easy.
I mean, it's great to have Adam Pacitti involved. I feel like Adam, as part of wrestling endeavors in the past at Radio Edit, he's gonna have a little idea about putting these things together and writing for wrestling shows. He's got a very different mind to the rest of us as Adam. I think he's gonna be a formidable opponent, or he's just gonna be really crap. There's gonna be no middle ground.
Hey, and just to say before we get started, if you're enjoying the content that Cultaholic Wrestling is putting out, then the subscribe button is down there. Leave a nice comment, let us know your booking ideas for Roman Reigns dropping the Universal title, and also patreon.com/Cultaholic. We need the cash.
Well then, boys, welcome to the Terror Dome. How do we feel? Are you scared? I've got chain link fence and everything behind you now.
Roost up the Terror Dome.
Intimidation tactics. It's me basement. Are we ready for the first storyline? Tom, I believe it's yours.
Is it mine first?
It's yours first, Tom, because you're sat on this end of the table.
Oh, okay.
Anything to say about yours before we see it?
Well, I think it's appropriate that I'm sat at the head of the table, near the head of the table, with you.
I'm the head of the table.
Considering the subject matter.
I take this off, you see Roman Reigns.
Oh.
Tattoo on the tit.
It's a weird...
Abdomens and everything.
It's a weird bio.
Shall we hit play? You
Yes.
made a mess of that joke, didn't you, Tom? You didn't think that through, did you? Let's hit play.
November was a bad month for the Usos. Not only did they lose the Battle of the Tag Champions at Survivor Series, but they fell to the New Day the following Friday, losing their titles in the process. Roman Reigns issues an ultimatum: win the tag titles back or else. In a hard-fought battle, the Usos failed to win back the championships, with Jay taking the pin after a vicious Trouble in Paradise from Kofi Kingston. The following SmackDown, Reigns and his advocate Paul Heyman make an announcement. The bloodline is only as strong as its weakest member, and that member is Jay Uso. A super kick from Jimmy, followed by a Reigns spear, leaves Jay clawing for breath. Reigns takes the mic and introduces Jay's replacement, Solo Sikoa. We don't see Jay again until he thunders to the ring at the Royal Rumble. Lucky number 13 shocks the world when he finally eliminates Randy Orton last to win the whole thing. On SmackDown, Jay is given the opportunity to face either Big E or Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Roman encourages Jay to bring home the WWE Championship and rejoin the bloodline. Jay, a different man to the one who yielded to Roman Reigns in 2020, slaps the tribal chief, saying he'll rip the family apart and take Roman's place at the table. The next week, Jay is put in a 2-on-1 handicap match against Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso. Jay is battered and beaten, but keeps getting up. Jimmy, seeing his brother's courage in the face of defeat, has a change of heart and delivers a super kick to Solo. Jay covers and gets the underdog victory. In response to his defection, Roman Reigns, in a monstrous act, breaks Jimmy Uso's arm. Jay promises to unleash every bit of rage at WrestleMania in a match that will be contested with no disqualifications. At WrestleMania, it is a war from the get-go. Jay has learned from his previous battles with Roman Reigns and weathers the tribal chief's storm. Jay unleashes a killer instinct by using a steel chair to break Roman's arm and gain a submission victory. Uso has conquered Roman Reigns as Paul Heyman is stunned at ringside. Jay Uso, with tears in his eyes from a physical and emotional battle, is crowned the new Universal Champion. Roman's empire will rebuild, but for now, Jay Uso has earned the right to be head of the table.
A family affair there, Thomas.
It's a family affair at WrestleMania.
Something close to home? That one? Saw that? Andrew, Adam,
Everything
thoughts?
is all right at home, thank you.
Andrew, Adam, quick thoughts there?
I liked it. I like full circle from all the stuff that happened beforehand with them, and then it's a believable story for me, Tom.
I like it. He's broken his mate's arm, his family member's arm. It's not the biggest babyface move of all time, is it?
That's how they deal with things
No,
in
but it's a
Birmingham.
revenge arm break, isn't it? Because
that's
Jimmy
true.
did his, so it's like a, eye for an eye, arm for an arm. As they
how the
say
saying
in my
goes.
house.
Enough fun and rambling. It's time for the second storyline.
After decimating Big E at Survivor Series, Roman cuts an impassioned promo on the following SmackDown. He's brought prestige and meaning back to the Universal Championship, and yet he still feels as though the WWE Universe is yet to acknowledge him. Sick of the disrespect, Roman begins offering open challenges each week on one condition. If his opponent is beaten, then they can never challenge for the Universal Championship as long as Reigns holds the title, and they must acknowledge the tribal chief by taking a knee.
That's two conditions. Let's forget that.
In the following week's challenges answer the call, but none are successful. In the go-home show, Paul Heyman declares a special announcement from the tribal chief himself at the Day 1 pay-per-view. With the bloodline standing inside the ring at the pay-per-view, Roman smugly boasts about how the entire WWE Universe is finally showing him the respect he truly deserves. Well, almost. It's time for his cousins to prove their dominance, just as he has done. There will be no Universal title defense tonight. Instead, to make up for his continuous defenses, Roman issues a tag team turmoil match for the Usos SmackDown Tag Team Championships.
Main event Shanky, come on! Main event Shanky!
I'd be livid if I bought a ticket to that.
What do you mean? No! Spent and beat,
The Usos can barely stand when the final team makes their way to the ring. Fabian Aichner and Marcel Bartel. After a swift Imperial Bomb, Aichner and Bartel win the SmackDown Tag Team titles. Roman, shaking his head in disappointment, turns to head up the ramp when the arena goes dark. A blinding white light engulfs the Titantron, revealing a billowing silhouette standing tall over Reigns. With one vicious chop, Roman is sent flying down the ramp. Walter has arrived. Throughout the weeks after the Day One pay-per-view, Walter calls out Roman. He scoffs at Reigns' claim of bringing prestige and meaning to the Universal title, reminding the Tribal Chief of his own dominance and 870-day reign as the NXT UK champion.
You get it, you watch NXT.
Yeah.
All right.
Reminding Roman and everyone else. Nobody cares, Andy.
I care.
Reigns demands respect, whereas Walter commands respect. And at the Royal Rumble, he will take the title and finally make Roman acknowledge that the mat is sacred. The Royal Rumble match finally arrives, and it's a brutal exchange of strikes, suplexes, and chops, with Aichner and Bartel on hand to stop any Uso interference whatsoever. Walter reverses a Superman punch into the Gajira clutch for the submission victory. Aichner and Bartel hoist Roman up to his knees. Walter grabs a microphone, placing it to Roman's mouth while screaming at him to acknowledge it. Finally, a breathless and beaten Roman utters the words, "I acknowledge the mat is sacred."
Andrew, you are a filthy slut. Where did you find that from?
Oh my God.
You are a filthy man. Where did that come from?
It came from the Chrome Dome.
Under the hat.
Under the hat.
What do you keep under there, Andrew?
All the secrets and all the good things. Careful, you'll hurt your eyes.
Tom,
Who's the babyface in this scenario? Do we have one?
I guess Walter would be the babyface, the de facto babyface, but that doesn't necessarily mean.
You don't necessarily need one. Shades of grey.
Yeah, exactly. You know.
Shades of grey. Okay.
Adam Pacitti, thoughts?
Yeah, I really like it. I can't think of many people that would be better to beat Roman Reigns than Walter. I'm not sure WWE ever would acknowledge Walter's very lengthy NXT UK title reign.
Probably not.
But no, I really like it. It's a difficult one with Roman because nobody's really on his level, but Walter is a man who deserves to be.
There we go. Then onto the third storyline we go, this time from the Raging Cajun himself. It's Adam Pacitti. Hey you! Yes, you! Do you want to see more of these videos? Of course you bloody do! Well, what's the best way to ensure we do more of these videos? Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you fancy a little bit more homework, leave us a comment down below and tell us what topics we should cover in the future. If you do all that, I'll give you a big kiss.
Roman Reigns' impressive Universal title run leads into the Royal Rumble with a match against Drew McIntyre. It's his toughest title defense yet, but with the Usos by his side, Roman stands tall once more. In the Men's Royal Rumble main event, Brock Lesnar repeats his impressive 2020 exploits and embarks on an elimination spree. It is down to two, the Beast Incarnate and the upcoming star, Bron Breakker. The rookie holds his own for a while, but is eventually eliminated by Lesnar. It's not his time just yet. Then the buzzer sounds as number 30 is about to enter.
Who the bloody hell's he picked?
What the Rock is cooking. The crowd goes wild as the most electrifying man in sports entertainment takes to the entrance ramp. It's Rock versus Brock Part 2. The pair brawl in the ring with a fresh Rock managing to escape a Lesnar onslaught. Brock is clotheslined over the top rope and eliminated. The Rock is the 2022 Royal Rumble winner. He climbs on the turnbuckle and raises his arm to the applause and cheers of the millions and millions of viewers all around the world. The Rock and Big E then face off on Raw, the People's Champion putting over Big E in his complimentary promo. Then on SmackDown, The Rock is welcomed home by the Bloodline. Roman expects a similar flattering promo from his cousin, but is surprised to be at the brunt end of a flurry of insults and jibes. Rocky has made his decision. It's time to put his Hollywood boot right up Roman Reigns' candy ass.
The lead up to WrestleMania consists of Reigns addressing The Rock via video feed, the WWE working around Dwayne Johnson's intense schedule. On the road to WrestleMania, a match is made for Fastlane between the Usos and The Rock, with Dwayne getting his choice of partner. That man is John Cena. The Hollywood A-listers do what part-timers do best in WWE, beat their younger opponents into dust. An attitude adjustment into a people's elbow to end the contest. The Hollywood duo closes the show as Roman watches on. At WrestleMania, it's the dream match of the decade as Reigns goes one-on-one with The Rock. A ref bump mid-match gives the Usos an opportunity to interfere, but instead they leave Reigns on his own. A rock bottom then gives The Rock the win. Heyman walks up the ramp alone, shaking his head in disappointment. The following night on Raw, the show is opened by The Rock, but before he can say a single word, Paul Heyman enters down the ramp. Heyman states that his client is demanding a shot at the title right now, to which Rock replies that he'll whoop Roman's candy ass just like he did last night. Suddenly, Bron Breakker stands behind The Rock as the bell rings. Rock is laid out with a military press power slam and pinned clean. 1, 2, 3. As Bron lifts the title, he's joined in the ring by Paul Heyman, who announces that he's found a new client and a new champion. And that man's name is Rex Steiner.
I'm glad there's a table service here because the scene's on this camera.
Star power, all of it. Sprinkle of Cena, just for good luck.
More than a sprinkle. Oh, Cena, sorry.
Yeah, I thought you said something else.
Wetty I am here, false lads. Oh, you've got stiffies too?
Oh, Bron Breakker, right? And the other guys were there too.
No, Rex Steiner.
Sorry,
right?
Rex Steiner. You know what? It's a use of classic talent, legendary talent, but the end result being a new talent. I can't be crossed with that. I can't be crossed with that.
Andy, what are your thoughts there, Andy?
I loved it because you see, you get to the Royal Rumble, you think, oh, Breaker's gonna do it. This is what this whole entire picture is gonna be about, but he doesn't. And then at the end, we come round again, and then Paul Heyman's there just being like, oh, my advocate, you're thinking Roman Reigns, you're thinking Brock Lesnar. No, that's not who it is. It's blooming Rex Steiner, isn't it?
Thank you very much.
That's really cool.
Essentially, I think that NXT, I think Steiner should have been champion by now. I think they should have shot their load and just gone for it. Pull the trigger, right? Yeah. They didn't do it there. Let's do it on the main roster. Let's make it even bigger.
No one cares what you three think. It's all about me, this one. It's all about me. It's time for the official rulings.
Tom Campbell.
Hi.
Jey Uso being the weakest member of that thing is the biggest swerve I've seen since Isaiah Scott.
Oh!
Bam!
Surely would Roman not want him out if he is a threat?
That is main event Jey. Is it a threat? We've had it established they're on the same page for many months now.
No, he kicks him out, didn't he?
Oh, no. No, but where did that come from? That was unprovoked, wasn't it? That just came out of nowhere. The shock value.
Kept getting pinned. Kept getting pinned. See, sometimes you have a bad streak.
Fair enough. I'll accept that. I love the introduction of Solar Sakura as well. Although I'm worried, in the midst of your thing, this brand new superstar who could go on to great things gets lost in the shuffle.
Usola Sikoa.
Aye.
Well, I think you got the option there of like he's now the right-hand man of Roman Reigns to push on ahead rather than being a tag team with Jimmy, because Jimmy and Jay go off and be good guys again.
I'm willing to see what will happen after WrestleMania.
Yeah,
I'll give you that much. But
Solo and Roman
then Jay going on to win the Rumble and stuff, and then going on to WrestleMania. That's one for the little brothers. Something I can't empathize with. That's the right word, Tom. I'm getting a bit carried away here, but I tell you, Jey Uso on paper winning the Universal title is like Leicester City on paper winning the Premier League. You think not a chance in hell? Get out of town. You can't be serious, Jeff. But when you look at the story and you see how things go down, you say fair enough, don't you, Tom? So that's what I think you've done well there with your story there. You told a lovely story.
I didn't need like heavy star power to make mine magic.
Why didn't you use heavy star power, Tom? Huh?
That's right, that's why 2 stars you used.
Why didn't you use heavy star power?
Because I didn't want to push a star who hasn't been around into a position where we could use somebody who we've been building. something. Just a personal opinion.
Fair enough. Onto that filthy slat in the middle called Little Andy. How are you doing, Andy?
Doing good, thank you. How are you, Judge Ross?
Thank you. Lovely. You scared this time? You were scared last time, weren't you? Prepare for a barrage. Why are we having Roman Reigns still wanting to be acknowledged as the Universal Champion and how good he's done for that title belt? We've done it. He does it every single week on SmackDown, and you can visibly see the stonk on he has as he stands there, and the crowd give him all what for.
Well, then that's exactly why he keeps doing it, then, isn't it? To get that stonk even higher.
You were saying he's coming from the point of view that people aren't giving him it already when they are every single week.
People in the locker room. Sorry, I do apologise.
Oh, you didn't make that clear there, young Andy.
So I meant the wrestlers on the brand.
Expect better from you next time there, Andy. And I feel like we've been down a similar road before already where the Usos have proven their allegiance to the tribal chief. Why are we trodding that path once more? Answer that one.
I'm trying to answer that one right now. You know, I guess in this storyline, Roman Reigns, he's like, I am dominant. You better start acknowledging me. And he's the one doing all the work up until that point, I guess. Because, you know, Roman Reigns is not really thinking about the bigger picture because the Usos do come out and help him quite a lot as well. But he's not looking at that. He's not looking at that. He's like, they're just doing nothing. What are they doing when I'm doing all the work, bringing in all the moolah, as they say?
So Roman Reigns often says all the moolah.
All the moolah all the time. So now he's like, go on, rib yourself, boys.
Everything's long-winded with you, isn't it? Everything. After a rocky start there, young Andy, I thought the second half was absolutely fantastic. The introduction of Imperium, all three members of Imperium, was absolutely wunderbar. It was Uber die Brugge. It was wonderful.
Did you learn those words before?
Here comes the sauna, as that band there said once upon a time. And then Roman caving at the end, send for the man. That's the phrase that Matthew used on Botchamania, isn't it?
It is,
yes, I thought it was a lovely point, the drama. Maybe a bit too far-fetched for Roman Reigns as a character if we're looking at things within the vacuum of reality. But I accept it on this series because it's not in reality, is it? So, a story or two harsh from you.
Okay, thank you.
I'd say you're under pressure when it comes to the final judgment. Adam Pacitti, I thought we were going to get a Brock Lesnar-esque debut run from Bron Breakker at the start of your pitch, and then I thought we can't have nice things. So I thought, though, ladies and gentlemen, he pulled it round, didn't he? He pulled it round. He pulled it round. Give it a chance, Ross, you bitch. That's what they say, isn't it, with the storylines that don't start off very well? And that's what we've done today.
Hold your horses.
Yeah.
And I got there in the end. With all the stars thrown in as well, for good measure. But, crucially, the new talent elevated at the end.
That's true. That's true.
Just to make that very, very clear. Okay? All right. Okay.
I would say yours is the most realistic of the three, and I'm not sure if that's a compliment or a criticism.
I'll take it as a compliment. Thank you very much, Ross.
And then the final bit. I mean, we saw the reaction, didn't we? I fell on the floor. Bron Breakker winning the title. I'm all here for that. So that is fantastic.
I haven't really heard any criticisms yet, Ross. I'm feeling quite...
The criticism
quite good right
it was the most realistic of the three. Because, as we all know, WWE's storytelling, everybody, is lackluster. AEW shill. But we are here for the final judgment, everybody. Tom, who do you think was the best one?
Well, I'm going to say me, aren't I?
Andy. Little Andy. Who do you think was the best one?
I learned from last time that it's me.
A bit of confidence in yourself, you see? You're growing. Like a butterfly. Adam, who's the best one?
Well, I'm going to be nice because I think he's about to leave. I'm going to say Andy.
No, that's not right.
But it was actually me.
Because if you can't have confidence in your own storyline, how the hell are you going to say, well, what was the catchphrase from RuPaul, Andy? I forgot what I'm doing here today.
What's going to happen?
That's a different video.
If you don't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love somebody else? Can I get an amen?
Amen. I know what I'm doing here, but it is with a heavy heart. I've got to say, by the way, this is the hardest call I've had to make so far in this series. I thought all three were exceptional, but I'm looking at the end point is the thing that makes the difference here. And Tom Campbell, I believe that your end point, while it is fantastic and it was one hell of a journey, is a bit lackluster when put up against the other two. And as we all know in the professional wrestling, Vince McMahon's mantra when it comes to the wrestling is they will remember the final thing they say.
That's fair.
Which is English for, well, not English, the English translation is they'll remember the final thing they
Mine
say.
admittedly was more about a story than star-driven. So I get why.
He's back there having another little pop. He's having another little pop.
I'm not heavy loading mine.
Here, why are you getting
Address the camera. You've got the floor.
I was. I'm just saying, it's I was working with a slingshot. I didn't know everybody else was bringing nuclear warheads.
This is the second time a screw job has been inferred, and I'm not comfortable
There are dark
with this.
forces at work here. No, I that's fine. I had a lovely 2 weeks.
Say, get out now. We've got room
Do I
now, so
leave
get
now?
up and leave.
Right, okay,
Get
well.
up and leave. We're in a different room now. We've got room.
Where do I go in the Terradome?
Nah. Hey! Goodbye. You twat. So then we come to the second most important part, because of course these two fine lads will be coming back next time. Are you ready? Are you ready? But who won the episode? Who had the best storyline? Order! With Roman Reigns losing his Universal title, I'm going to give the win to Adam Pacini.
Oh, come on! 1-1, undefeated at these videos.
So lucky for Adam, he gets to come back next time. Way! I have been Judge Ross. That has been Andrew Dingle, Adam Pacitti, Tom Campbell. Will not be coming back next time. He will be replaced by another challenger. Thank you for watching. Remember, hit the subscribe button, will you, for goodness sake? That's the best way to tell us that you're enjoying this sort of stuff and you want to see some more. And on top of that, please put in the comments down below what kind of topic you want to see from the next video. Then we'll know what to bloody do. Any closing remarks there, winners? A winner and Luke Middleman?
Well done. Well done.
Hey, you wanker!